and welcome to California Bountiful. I'm your host, Aubrey Aquino, and today we're in Northern California at a 40-acre Dixon beer farm where it's really about to get hoppin'. Here at Ruhstaller, they say this is where their beer is born and its soul comes to life.
We're in the middle of a hop yard. The hops are asleep right now, so they're not, they're kind of under the covers, but they fill this field up where you can't even see through it later on this year. And of course, they go into our beer. So this is kind of where we start brewing. We start by farming.
We grow beer. That's the focus at the Ruhstaller Farm in Dixon, and it's also what sets them apart.
You can't grow hops in St. Louis. You can't grow them in Boston or Texas. But the weather, the soil, the access to water, we have a lot of water here, makes it where we can actually grow hops. And historically, this greater Sacramento area was the largest hop growing region in the world. We shipped hops back to the old world, England and Germany. And so, as we got started, we kind of were challenged and then encouraged and inspired to grow hops and to grow beer. We have an opportunity to do it differently. We can actually not just have a physical location that combines all these ingredients and makes beer, but we can actually start by making the ingredients and growing the ingredients. And just like in wine or peaches or pears or milk or anything, or cheese, that product can reflect, we'll borrow a French word, the terroir. It can reflect the climate and the soil and that year and what was unique about it. And what we found is that that's possible with beer, that beer can not just be reflective of the people and the machines, but it can also be reflective of the climate, the air, the soil, that growing season. So it is an agricultural product. It's not just a water-based product that you drink, it's an agricultural product. And it doesn't just stop with or begin or end with hops, but we've used walnuts in beer, we've used lemons in beer. So a lot of the other things that grow in this area can be used to make beer that's unique and truly local, not just made down the road.
Wait, so is it tough to grow hops?
It's very, very difficult. It's easier to grow walnuts than it is hops. Hops are one of the most labor-intensive things to grow. That trellis is 18 feet tall, so you got to get up there. They're very susceptible to certain mites and pests that are prevalent here in the valley. So you need to watch them very carefully. You need to give them a lot of water during certain times of the year. They're finicky, but it's a magical thing to see these things grow. When it's 100 degrees out, they'll grow a foot a day. So they'll literally almost grow right in front of you.
A foot a day?
A foot a day. And so it's incredibly kind of gratifying to, you walk down this path one day and then you walk down it a week later and it looks different because the hops have actually kind of grown right before your own eyes.
The farm also houses several animals who all play a part in the day-to-day operations.
Those guys are partly here to enjoy looking at, but there are workers. So, there's a lot of animals that you see and there's a lot of animals you don't see that go into making, to growing things, whether it's hops or walnuts or what have you. And so that ecosystem, if it's in balance and having birds and animals are part of that balance, then you don't need to introduce chemicals, you don't have to spray, you don't have to, if there's a little more of that kind of a bug, you don't have to go get a miticide or pesticide. You just hope the birds will come and feast on that buffet, or the chickens will come and take advantage of that, the bounty.
Inspired by their Ruhstaller namesake and fueled by enthusiasm behind the cross-section of ag and beer, the goal is to produce the highest quality, most unique tasting beer in the world.
It's more maybe our gut, but it feels like it tastes better. And it maybe feels better to make it this way. So this is where the hops come after we pick them, so much later in the season. And we actually use this building to dry hops. So this is a hop kiln. This is how they traditionally dried hops. But of course, we only do that 1 month out of the year. So the other 11 months out of the year, we serve beer out of. So
that's what I was gonna
this
say.
is also the bar or tap room or whatever you want to call it. But if you're looking for a beer, this is the place to get it. Probably the most popular one right now is either the hazy that we just came out with, or this current red ale, which is an amber lager. Both are fantastic. It's an amazing journey that I'm on, that a lot of our team is on, and we're blown away by it. And we're just having a lot of fun and trying to, not screw it up.
Straight ahead, a fun food hack for storing your favorite berries. And next, a Midtown Sacramento hangout and eatery exclusively featuring local craft beers and the best pizza in town. California Bountiful is brought to you by the California Farm Bureau.
Home is where you start the day. Out the door, you're on your way. All the places you wanna go. Maybe you should take it slow. There's so much to care for in your life. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Golden Sky Country Music Festival coming to Sacramento, October 14th and 15th with Eric Church.
All you gotta do is put a drink in my hand.
John Party.
Here I go again, I'm drinking one,
Maren Morris. Parker McCullum and Jordan Davis, Lainey Wilson, Winona Judd, and more. Golden Sky Country Music Festival at Discovery Park in downtown Sacramento. Passes starting at $10 down at goldenskyfestival.com.
Enjoy fresh farm-to-fork food every Wednesday at downtown Sacramento's Certified Farmers Market. The Farmers Market offers locally sourced fruits, vegetables, baked goods, flours, herbs, and cheeses. Plus, get face-to-face with your food source with the freshest California-grown favorites. Check it out Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Capitol Mall. Then on Thursdays, Bodega Days at Cesar Chavez Plaza. Enjoy a weekly market in downtown Sac with farm-fresh produce, freshly baked bread, locally crafted gifts, artist creations, and more. It's all happening every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m.
With their menu as the heartbeat, serving pizzas and locally brewed beers for any and every palate, Federalist Pizza is a slice above the rest.
Midtown Sacramento's Federalist Pizza began its humble beginnings in the backyard of the family home and has now become the premier West Coast shipping container and wood-fired pizza and craft beer bar.
We were one of the first on the West Coast to do this, and back in 2014 when we opened. And back in 2014 when we opened, there were only 6 maybe shipping container projects in the United States, and we were one of the largest at the time. And yeah, it was built in my backyard, 7 shipping containers. We welded them together and built our oven, which we affectionately called Vader, and made a go at it.
At the heartbeat of this establishment is its menu, anchored by Neapolitan style, OG, fluffy, bubbly crust.
Pizza's fun, right? It's supposed to be fun. And so, we focus on having fun and making sure that we create memories here at the restaurant through our food and through our experience. We're always searching for the perfect pie. And part of that process is sourcing ingredients that we know are going to do the things that we need them to do in the oven and react a certain way and evoke a certain experience from people. We can only do that by going out and spending time and finding those ingredients. And most of those ingredients happen right outside our back door. I mean, most of them are with an hour of the restaurant easily. And like our margherita pizza specifically, the tomatoes are grown basically in my hometown, which is near Firebaugh, California. I mean, most of the tomatoes are from the Central Valley, Modesto, Stockton area. The olive oil that we put on most of our dishes is grown in the same area, and it's the same company provides us. And it's an amazing olive oil. The basil, Central Valley, Modesto. The wood we use in our oven is Central Valley almond. So all of the almond orchards that are fallen have come down and turned into wood, and we get that wood and we turn it and we make pizza from it. So right down to our flour. The flour is milled in San Francisco, and we incorporate that, and it's just a very unique flavor.
And there's only one way the Federalist likes to pair its food: by pouring out what the Golden State brews best.
Our tap selection is going to be set up with about 12 different selections to choose from. About half of those are going to be IPAs, but not one IPA is going to be the same. We'll have everything from a Northeastern IPA, a West Coast style IPA, a big juicy IPA, a hazy, a milkshake style IPA. We have something for everybody there. But on top of that, all of the beers that we focus on or showcase are either local beers, right, like made in Sac, or made in California specifically, and only the best ones that complement each other. And complement our food are what you're going to find on tap.
It's a carefully crafted approach where taste, quality, and service are all held in high regard, a true local experience designed to live up to its name.
We didn't want this, Marv's Pizza Place kind of approach to things. We wanted something that seemed appropriate and seemed rooted in something, and then we stumbled upon the Federalist Papers and this idea that in the 1800s there was this Federalist style that was like an architectural style, and you'll see it around the restaurant. There's some convex mirrors that exist that are from that period that we sprinkled through in the house. That the property that the Federalist is built on is actually a 1900s Federalist style Victorian. A lot of synonymous ideas between the founding fathers and the conversation about agriculture and politics and economics, and it was very similar to what was going on in 2014. And we're here in the capital, California, so we thought, yeah, let's give it something that's real. And so we jumped on board with that. And the dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery is actually a statement written by Thomas Jefferson in Latin. And I don't know the Latin, I'm not very good at it, but it's translated into dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. And for us, it's been one of those things that has meant so many different things to so many different people. And we have people from all walks of life who come in and take photos with it, and they take selfies with it, or they buy this shirt and they wear it, and they're proud of it for whatever they've gone through in their life. So we think it's something that resonates with a lot of people all over the place. It resonated with us early as a family, and we like it still hanging on our wall.
I absolutely love their wood-fired pizzas. And now here's a food hack that's very good.
Hi, I'm Catherine McCord, the founder of Weelicious and the author of Meal Prep Magic, which includes tons of meal prep tips, tricks, and ways to preserve your food. So this is one of my favorite hacks. It's a berry hack. I buy my berries at the farmer's market or at our local grocery, and this way I can make them last 2 weeks or longer. So we're gonna take a piece of paper towel, fold it in half, plate it, sit right into your glass container, and then take your berries and you're just gonna put them right in like this. Make sure you do not wash them until you're ready to eat them, because berries are like little sponges and they'll absorb and mold much faster, because you can even see the little pads that they put in berry containers. They absorb a lot of the moisture, but never enough to keep them as fresh as you need them to be if you want them to really last. So just line them in like this, pop them in, take a cover like this, close it two sides, because you want to make sure you get a little bit of air circulation. That will make them really last, so that you're spending less money and eating every last bite.
Still to come, a Northern California dairy farm leading the way with its conservation practices. But first, calling all canine farm workers. The California Farm Bureau is looking for its next Farm Dog of the Year.
Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Sometimes we try to fit it all in. Sometimes we don't know what's in store. Sometimes we find what we're looking for. Sometimes we're rolling easy and free. Sometimes 1 and 1 makes 3. So much to love along this ride. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
The California Farm Bureau has protected the diverse agricultural interests in the Golden State for over a century. As part of the California Farm Bureau, you'll add your voice to the combined strength of over 34,000 farmers, ranchers, and families through our state. That means more connections, more influence, and more opportunity to fight for the issues that impact your life. With your support behind us, California Farm Bureau's robust government affairs, federal policy and farm pact, and legal teams work tirelessly to advocate at all levels of government, protecting and promoting our shared way of life. Together, California Farm Bureau and our members are standing up for farmers, ranchers, and families throughout the Golden State every day, working to cultivate a bountiful future for all Californians.
It's not uncommon to find a dog helping keep things in check on the farm, and in 2022, a Kern County canine was named the California Farm Bureau's Farm Dog of the Year. Meet Rip.
My name is Romy Poncetta. We are here on our 75-acre ranch called Poncetta Farms and also Magenti Show Goats. And we're here today just seeing a little bit about Rip, my herding dog. Well, he's one of a kind, I'd say. I got him when he was probably 4 months old, and I was wanting a little companion dog. It was during COVID year, so he's like my baby. He's just a different dog. I swear he can like understand me, he can understand human language. He was helping us sort goats and move them across to our different pastures, helping me feed. He follows with me when we feed, but pretty much he helps me move. If I have to move stuff from pasture to pasture, he helps me move them across, just being my right-hand man. Usually we'll wake up, we'll go outside, we'll go check all the goats, make sure everything's healthy, alive. We'll get grain, we'll go feed everything. He'll be right by my side sitting on the mule with me. Yeah, usually from 7 in the morning till 2 o'clock, we're out here just doing stuff on the ranch and he's right by my side. I like her coloring too, it's like a smoky. Tennis balls, man, that dog loves tennis balls. That's his number one thing. If you grabbed a tennis ball right now and chucked it, he'd go chase after, but that's his number one. That and sticks. He wants to just fetch all day long, that's his go-to. He's just our light on the ranch. Everybody loves him here. He's just the farm dog, and I don't know what I'd do without him. I wish that everybody could have a dog just like him because he's like the best companion you could ever ask for.
If you have or know of a canine companion that's fit for Farm Dog of the Year, the California Farm Bureau is looking for its 2023 award recipient. You can go to cfbf.com for more info. And speaking of outstanding recognition, the Beretta Family Dairy in Santa Rosa is getting top honors for their conservation practices.
Our dairy is located in Santa Rosa, which is Northern California. We have about 300 milk cows and about 400 heifers, so 700 animals total. We have 400 acres we get to graze on. 250 of them are irrigated pasture through the City of Santa Rosa reclaimed wastewater. And then we have about 150 acres we graze with the state. We have a great partnership with the state of California, graze off some of their land. We were granted a Healthy Soils grant where we got to compost about 20 acres. We no-tilled another about 100, so we're sequestering carbon. On top of that, we have been utilizing the City of Santa Rosa reclaimed wastewater for about 30 years, so we have not pulled irrigation water from the ground in 30 years. So it's been a great relationship. We're able to recharge the ground using that irrigation water. And then we graze 75 acres of vernal pools. We have 3 endangered flowers and the tiger salamander, as well as some other projects with NRCS, some manure management projects, making sure clean water stays off the farm and out of our manure pits. The one that I'm most proud of would be our AMP grant that we got and our separator system, automatic scrapers. My brother was a huge part in setting that up. My dad, facilitating all the paperwork, and to see what that is sequestering when it comes to carbon and the emissions that we're saving, it's a huge benefit to the environment and to our farm.
This is the material that we're bedding with right now. So we are getting it composted down. We get some pretty good heat out of it, but it's just a great material that's going in for these cows to sleep on. Once we started with the manure, with the composted manure, we saw an immediate change of cow comfort. I mean, I walked in the barn probably the 3rd day after we started bedding with it, and I probably had 95% of my cows all laying in the stalls.
The cows love the bedding. Also, our foot trimmer asked me what we were doing different. He noticed a difference just in our cows' feet, and I said nothing besides the fact that the automatic scrapers are in and they're running more than when we would scrape every afternoon. So that was kind of neat to see that other people are noticing, not just us, here at the dairy.
My grandfather and my father really taught me to do the right thing on the farm. My grandfather always said, don't milk more cows than the ranch can handle. It means a lot to me to be that innovator, but be out in front of issues also.
For us, conserving is something we do every day, so you kind of don't think about it, right? You do your everyday jobs and you implement projects as they come up and think, oh, this may be neat to the dairy. And then when you see an award like that you can apply for and kind of show all those things off, it's really neat to see that those are recognized and you did a good job at them.
The Sand Family Foundation is currently accepting applications for its annual Leopold Conservation Award. For more information or to apply, visit cfbf.com.
My name is Rafa. We're at Chubby Noodle today. We're gonna make 2 cocktails for you guys. We're gonna make a chubby mango and a watermelon margarita. So first off, we're gonna start with the watermelon. We're gonna muddle the watermelon, not too much, just a little bit. Then we're gonna add 2 basil leaves. We're gonna add a bit of lime juice. A bit of simple syrup. And then we're gonna add 2 ounces of mezcal. And then now we're gonna make the chubby mango. So the chubby mango, we're gonna do mango puree, a little bit of lime juice, 2 ounces of reposado tequila, a little bit of chipotle sauce, just a little bar spoon. We're just gonna add a little bit of ice. Give it a good shake. And then we're just gonna rim our glasses with tahini. And then our chubby mango, and we're gonna finish it off just by pouring it in the glass. And there you go.
Coming up, the recipe for a vibrant and fresh ceviche with a white wine twist.
Home is where you start the day. Out the door, you're on your way. All the places you wanna go. Maybe you should take it slow. There's so much to care for in your life. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Are you looking to uncover more of the bounty of California's rich, diverse, and delicious food and wine scene? Then it's time to get social with us. Find even more great content from farm to fork and everything in between, like recipes, behind the scenes, on food and wine tours, plus useful info on what's good for you and so much more. Join an engaging community of like-minded foodies and tell us what great story ideas you have for us, too. So what are you waiting for? Get in on the conversation now. Find, follow, and talk to us on social at CA Bountiful.
Welcome back. Here's a scallop ceviche recipe that's quite the appetizer.
Hi, I'm Amy LaBelle, winemaker at LaBelle Winery and author of Wine Weddings. Today I want to show you how to make a wine-infused ceviche. And for this dish you can either use scallops or shrimp or any other seafood that's available to you. Sometimes shrimp's the easiest to find, but the important thing is that you use fresh seafood and the best possible seafood you can find for ceviche. You do not want to use frozen. And so I've already put this in a bowl here, and what we need to do is marinate this in lime and acid. And in this case, I've used 2 acids, a lime and a blood orange juice because they're in season right now and they're delicious. But I'm also using wine in this marinade because it's also an acid. And the acid in the case of ceviche cooks your seafood. And so in this case, there is no heat that cooks the seafood. It's all about the acid. So you need to do that for 1 hour, no more. And if you do it for more than an hour, your seafood's gonna get really mushy from all that acid cooking it. So you wanna just watch the clock, set a timer, don't let it go for more than an hour. Drain it off that acid infusion. And then you've got your seafood ready to flavor up. And I've added all of these awesome flavors. We've got Persian cucumbers for some crunch. I've got jalapeno peppers because I love spice, but you can moderate that as you need to. Some fresh scallions and shallots if you have them. Mango for some sweetness, which is really fun, and color. You know, you want to cook with color, you eat with your eyes, so you definitely want all that color in there. We've got some beautiful red peppers in this blend and some fresh cilantro if you like it. If you don't like cilantro, you can substitute parsley. You've got some great creamy avocado. Now what that's gonna give you is gorgeous fat content, and that's gonna play off the acid in this dish really nicely. You want to salt and pepper to taste. You can add in a little more acid and lime if you want to, at this point, a tiny bit. And then for the final touch, because this is a wine-based recipe, we've put wine 2 ways. You remember I put it in the marinade to make the ceviche, but we're also going to drizzle it on top as a wine syrup. How did I make this? I used some leftover wine. I cooked it down on the stove into a syrup with about 1 cup of sugar. So 2 cups of wine, 1 cup sugar, cooked it down, caramelized it on the stove, and you get this gorgeous, delicious wine syrup. And why do we want to add a syrup with some sweetness to this? Well, you've got salty, you've got sweet, you've got fat, you've got acid, and all those things together make your palate so happy. And so you stir this around, and then you plate it up in a gorgeous martini glass, or you can do it in gorgeous lettuce cups. These are gonna make people happy that are on diets or trying to eat healthy. They're keto friendly, they're super duper great for you, and I hope you enjoy this recipe.
Scallops and ceviche is music to my ears. And that's gonna do it for this episode from Ruhstaller Farm in Dixon, California. Now remember, you can always watch us online at CaliforniaBountiful.com. I'm Aubrey Aquino. Take care, and we'll see you next time.